Hello and welcome. It is that time of week again where it is PRL Esports Prospects Tier 1. We're at round 4 and it's at Brazil. We are your commentators, Paddy Pat, and I'm joined here today by Lemony. Lemony, how's it going, buddy?
It's great to be here, Paddy, as always, in the commentary booth with you this evening, and to be with you guys at home, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Brazil Grand Prix, as you say there, Paddy, in the intro, and it's going to be a cracker. What's the weather going to be like? What are these drivers going to be like? Only time is going to tell, but I am super psyched for it this evening. I
know, it's round 4 here at Brazil, and we have had some great racing this season so far, and I just can't wait for this one. V-Robbie has got it all to lose here today, because I know there's a few guys which Brazil is their favourite track, so we could see a turn here, or definitely see V-Robbie under pressure, who is our championship leader at the minute. We'll go on to the championship right now as it stands. Let's get that up for you now. It is sorry, one mate.
It is a tight championship at the moment, as you say, but yeah, the stuff's on the screen now.
Yeah, V-Robbie then leading the way in the Williams with 69 points. Troy Ray doing very good, splitting those Williams in the AlphaTauri with 36 points in second. Close behind him, though, is Jackson, 35 points. The Red Bull of Alex, 33. So it's very close. V-Robbie is kind of got a bit of a gap there out in front, but it could all change today with these boys and a different track. You just don't know where people's strengths are, weaknesses are, do you?
No, not at all. As you say there, Robbie seems to be getting away at the front there, but a single DNF in this championship can really throw it up there, especially with the likes of Troy and Jackson and Alex. Some really big names there, you know, that are only a couple of points between themselves respectively, and also the likes of Optic, Basil, and Big Bambino and co down near the bottom of the championship standings. They're still trying to get their feet off the ground here. Can they get some consistency and some points on the board?
I've got to say, though, the one that's standing out for me is obviously I'm a Tier 2 driver, and the champion of Tier 2 last year has been promoted, and he's looking comfortable in there. The Aston Martin there in 8th place with 12 points. That's FR Goofy. He's having a good season for his debut.
Yeah, he is indeed. He's been showing his nose a couple of times to the guys, some clean, fast racing with him. And as you say, he's made it to the end a couple of times. He's picked a few points off when he can, but not to take anything away from him. He's shown some great pace here in Tier 1 this year, really showing that he deserves his seat in this championship.
Yeah, definitely so. So let's take a look then, before we get into the qualifying, let's take a look at the Constructors, which is 105 points for the Williams. Absolute flying out in front, aren't they?
Yeah, they seem to be pretty much racking up the points. As we said last week, these guys seem to be Mr. Consistent with the team side of things. But again, that's like Robbie and Jackson there in first and third in the championship. Everyone else trying to get themselves sorted, as we say before. But it's only early doors in the championship. It is only round 4. There's still plenty of points on the table this year.
Yeah, second place then is Alfa Romeo with 40 points. They've got a lot to do to catch up to the Williams. It seems like the pairing of the Williams have got it right this year. AlphaTauri in third with 39 and Red Bull in fourth with 33. The Alpine boys with 33 are joint points with the Red Bull, and I tell you what, the Alpine driver of Scotty, and I know for personally this is one of his favourite tracks, so could there be a new pole sitter today? Let's wait and find out. Just a big warm welcome to everybody coming into this stream. Hello there, Jeno, Bastian, Bevo, Would You Rather, Owen Sharpie, Scotty's in there, Jeno, Craigie, and the Chaos Druid. Welcome in on the chat in YouTube, guys. It's nice to have you here. Are we ready then? We've got 18 minutes of qualifying. Let's get underway.
Yeah, so it's a short qualifying as always here with the Prospects eRacing League. We don't want to see anyone sitting in the garage waiting for the Q2 and Q3 to get underway. So the short way is the way to be, really. Loads of words in like that one, but yeah, these guys trying to get themselves on track. Easy to make a mistake around here, so important to get a good banker lap in, especially early doors here. And let the qualifying come to you, let the lap time come to you. No point stressing at this early stage.
Indeed not. So Splandy then in the Alpine, he's first out on track, not messing about at all. So he's going to be the first one to set his lap time. Going out on the softs here. What is the strategy for qualifying here then? Seems like we've got a bit of a mixture between the tyre choices. Robbie Goofy, Quasar, Scotty, Shifters Merksy and Basil choosing the mediums, but we're riding on board with Splandy, who's going, not messing about, going straight out on the softs.
Yeah, so interesting as you say out there. It is a short track, so there is a possibility of 4 timed runs around here if you time it right. So the early doors lap times at the moment on the mediums, the guys getting their eye in, getting themselves bedded in with the car and all. But as you say here with Spanky across the line, the start is timed lap now into the Senna S's. Pardon?
Talk us through, buddy.
Yeah, so through the S's here, drops down heavily towards the exit there. Easy to lose the rear on the flat out left-hander, turn 3, down towards turn 4 now. Famous for the Max Verstappen and Hamilton incidents, as their famous championship rivalry came to a crescendo last year. But all the way up the hill now towards 6 and 7. Easy to lose the rear as well on the exit here as you rise the crest of the hill there. Heavy braking into turn 8. Down the hill to turn 9. Watch the rear on the exit. It falls away from you. It really does want to snap. And then down towards 10. Turn 10, important to get the power down because you need a good line through 11. Too much tightness on the inside, you'll find yourself running wide and all sorts of trouble on the exit. And now turn 12, which is effectively the last corner. Good exit now. Up the hill is very important, especially when you're trying to make an overtake here. But into the DRS zone now. It is turn 13, 14 and 15, but he's across the line into pole position on a 1.8.3.
And they're going to come thick and fast now. We've got the other cars coming in. I don't know if that's going to be staying at the provisional pole for long. But yeah, the track is very, very busy out there. Let's have a look at Robbie then. He's on the mediums. He has invalidated his first run, so he's going again here. He's feeling confident. Optic is out. Bingram goes fastest then, who got promoted very early on in from Tier 2 to Tier 1. This is his second race in Tier 1. A 107.3 is a very respectable, but look at that. Sol Fondenex goes provisional pole with a 107.352. Not far off from Bingram though.
I've already got the goosebumps, Paddy. I'm sure you guys have at home too. It's already coming down to thousandths of a second here. We say it every single week, and we are never wrong, ladies and gentlemen. These guys are really throwing it out there, and there's still 13 minutes left on the clock.
And yeah, as we see the... V-Robbie! V-Robbie's got it wrong there on the mediums, and wow, that's a very unusual mistake from the Williams driver, V-Robbie, our championship leader, and yeah, he may have to go on the softs there.
So we lost it through that turn 9 complex, as I was saying, as that kind of going down into the dip. The rear end really is unsettled through the exit, and as you say there on them mediums with a little bit less adhesion in them tyre compound, he just lost the rear on throttle, and he's just having a nightmare now trying to get back to the pits. I'll leave him to it for the moment.
So QC Alex's provisional pole, but will that change? Ooh, Total Carney puts in a great lap with a 107.2. Wow, look at the times coming in now, guys. We've got 2 retirements on the track already. Let's have a look at Troy Ray sitting second in the championship, doing a great job, but he's on his out lap. Let's keep an eye on what he can do. These times are so close. 2 retirements then, PRL Optic and TTV Yannon. Yannon got disqualified for parking in a wrong position, an awkward position, I guess. And Optic out in qualifying again.
Fortunate for Yannon, he must have had a spin and just found himself in an awkward spot of the track. This game can throw a bit of a curveball at you with them disqualifications. But Optic is the main one out there. He is retired, it seems like, in the pit lane. I didn't quite see any yellow flags out there on track. And he's decided just to throw it in at the moment, try to come from last on the grid, or second last now at this moment, with Jan, who will be starting last at the Grand Prix.
Just the time coming in then, LFR Scotty 107.217. Not a bad lap there. Let me just have a look, see what tyres he set that on. He set that on a mediums, Lemony.
And he's only 2/10 off the lap time there, so Scotty really on it this evening. I'm sure there's more than 2/10 with that delta between the 2 tyres, but he's throwing the gauntlet down. He's saying to Alex and Carney and co, he's like, I'm coming for you guys, and it's your job to catch me.
Okay, right on board with the Haas driver at the minute on a hot lap. on the soft compound tyres. Got a half decent lap in so far, 107.9 as he comes through the sector 2 section. Is he going to be up on his time? He's got traffic out in front, sector 2 and 3 yellow flags. Let's have a little look then.
Up by 600s though, so not improving as much as he would have liked at this stage of the lap.
Well, he's up by 2 tenths at the minute, but that was only going to put him at one place. Is he going to improve at this last sector? It's all about that last turn in sector 3, isn't it? Got to get that launch out of the turn because it's a really good overtaking point. He goes 6th fastest then with a 107.5. These times are so close.
Good stuff from Cartboy, I'm telling you. The track seems to be rubbering in there, Paddy. The lap times are coming to these guys, and as we said before, let qualifying come to you. Don't push it too early. These guys are setting some nice bankers in. There is from 12th down without a lap time as well, but they're pushing hard out there, and the lap times will tumble.
So the other Haas driver of Spider-Man, his teammate's in 6th, and he goes 7th, just behind his teammate with a 107.529. That is thousandths of a second. This nothing to split these Haas boys out there.
He will be happy with that lap time, in fairness to him. He knows he needs to catch a little bit more. He might be going on a second run here, and why not on your in lap? If you're up by 2 tenths at the end of it, you might as well finish it. But he's going for another one here in the Haas. But yeah, no, he'd be happy with 7th place at the moment.
V-Robbie invalidates again on his hot tub. He's put the softs on, and he's invalidated. He's struggling out there today, our championship leader.
Well, he's feeling the pressure. Big Bambino's off in the Aston Martin too, but he's feeling the pressure out there, Robbie. But this is what happens when you kind of get unsettled at the start of it. He's had a spin, he's invalidated now, he's going to be starting to sweat in that cockpit, and that's exactly what you can't afford to be doing. You really do lose concentration with that.
So just riding
on the exit there.
Sorry, just riding on that CPI Troye. He's still sticking out on those mediums, like you said, coming through the last section of sector 2. Let's have a look if he's improving. He's having trust in himself out there today. I think being second in the championship really does help with the confidence. And that's what Formula One's all about. You know, you've got to be on the edge all the time. And if you're doing well, you normally continue to do well. You really push it in week after week. But all it takes is one little bad race, and it's really difficult mentally to get that confidence back in. But Troy Ray is feeling confident. He's on a high. He's stuck on the mediums. Let's see. No, he's backed off. I think it's time to go in on those softs, Lemony.
Lundix has gone pole on a 1:06.8 there, Paddy. He's really smashed it in the Alfa Romeo there. Can anyone beat that lap time? A 1:06.8. I didn't think I'd be speaking them words this evening. Unbelievable stuff from the guys.
Absolutely. Still waiting. Oh, he's gone off again. Robbie has gone off again. We try to keep an eye on him to see if we can get this lap time in. Let's go back on to Sam Brooks, who is invalidated, and so is Big Bambino. We've still got 3 drivers out on track yet to set a lap time, Lemony.
I'll be into the pit lane. He's throwing that one off now. But as you say, yeah, Big Bambino, Sam and Robbie still yet to set a lap time. Some big names as well, don't forget. Some good pace in these drivers. Just not able to hook it up out there. It is such a tight, twisty track. It is easy to throw it a little bit too much, or you're overdriving the car, which is, you're just going to lose that couple of tenths. You need to drive within yourself, but these guys are struggling out there, no doubt about it.
It doesn't look like Scotty's struggling, and looking at his lap so far, he's currently 5th with a 107.2, but this lap is looking very good here. He's got it all together. He's got the last sector to go, and oh my giddy hand, he's half a second up on his time. Could we get a new pole sitter here? He's coming down the last straight. The DRS is wide open here. He keeps it as tight to the left-hand side, and he crosses the line. I believe this could be a pole. It's a 106.5. Take a bow, Scotty. What an incredible lap.
Just speechless. Almost here at the Coventry boot. A 106.507. Fantastic stuff from Scotty there. I'd say everyone else out there in the paddock as well, including the drivers, have probably taken a bit of a deep breath back with that one. Alex is just starting his lap now in the Red Bull. Can he do anything about this? He needs to find half a second here, Paddy.
Exactly that, Scotty. I did say you could watch out for V-Robbie maybe getting knocked off pole today. Scotty is very, very strong round here.
Well, interesting that you say that. Alex was up by almost a tenth through Sector 1. Let's see how he gets on now through Sector 2 to the dreaded turn 8-9 complex. He's a little bit wide through there, but he's still good in the power. So how does he get on now through turn 10? Important to get this power on. Nice cut at the exit there as well. Not too squirrely. And he's well on his way here. What's he like in the second? No, he's only up by half a tenth here. So Alex might have already thrown it all at the scenery so far. He's struggling to find any lap time. Can he improve? Shifters goes into second.
He's going in. He knows he's got to go in. He knows he's got to go in. Very clever of QC Alex there, because he knew that half a tenth was not going to put him up any places. So very clever to get back in a new set and give one last bite at the cherry. But look at Shifty here. A Shifty 106.8. Where did this guy come from?
He smashed it. I seen his lap time there, and he was up by almost, like, I think it was like 9/10 of a second. You know, nearly a full second. It was only like 1,000th off. So very close to that now, I have to say, from Shifter's great improvement of lap time and speed. There is time out there, Paddy. This track is evolving every second, and there is 4 minutes and 30 odd seconds on this clock. There is time still to gain out there for everybody out there.
Yeah, just having another look at Robbie, and he's invalidated again. He's definitely feeling that pressure.
Mare.
He's definitely feeling the pressure.
He is indeed. Sam Brooks is just out of the pit lane there as well. I'm on board a Cartboy in the half. But yeah, Sam Brooks is coming out, another one of them drivers under the pressure, under the microscope almost. A big Bambino in the Aston Martin. He needs to get something out of the bag as well. Some big names down there. And look at Basil as well. He's like a good second off the pace. So definitely some lap times to be gained from the bottom half of this field.
Yeah, quick
close.
Quick mention though to Equasia. Nice solid lap time, almost in the 106s. There you go. Basil comes in just behind his teammate.
Boom. There you go. We knew that he was waiting for that lap time to come into his lap, and it definitely has there. He's just about a tenth up behind his teammate. Not even. There's only a couple of hundredths there, but as you say, into 7th position, a bit more representable for what Basil's speed is like.
So Carboy crosses the line and goes up to 10th, only one position, pushes Gulfy down to 11th, who's currently in the pits. Let's go back on to Robbie then, who's invalidated again, ladies and gentlemen. He's really struggling out there.
Oh, Vundix is on a lap here at the moment. Robbie really having a mare out there, you know. I don't know what's going to happen. He needs to get that lap time in, stop pushing too hard, and just get that banker in that we were talking about at the top of this broadcast here. He get himself into the top 10 and take it from there in the race. It's all is not lost here for Robbie.
No, so riding on board with the other Alfa Romeo. Both Alfa Romeos putting in a shift here. No pun intended for shifters. Both, second and third. Currently on the first and second row of the grid. Both in the 106s. Is this going to be a battle between teammates here? You always want to be ahead of your teammate. Let's see if Fundixen can bring that any further up the grid. He does. The two teammates swap round with a 106. He's 1/10 quicker than his teammate, who is now on an outlap.
That is unbelievable. As you say, Shifters is about to start his lap time here, but it's really kicking off. Scotty is still in the pit lane, so he's not going to be troubling himself too soon now. But Shifters gets a good launch out of the last corner now, and he's going to be trying to beat this lap time of his, and he needs to gain about 3/10 to get this pole position off Scotty. What can he do here, Paddy?
I don't know, but a 106.5 from Scotty. I mean, don't get me wrong, V-Robbie is very capable at getting that lap time, and this is what I mean with Brazil. Brazil, you have to really push and be on the limit, and it's just waiting for that lap to come in. I have no doubt V-Robbie will get that lap in, but because he's running out of time, is he going to be a bit cautious now, and is he going to have to settle for just like a banker lap? He could be not even on the second row here.
I think he might need to do something like that, but is it Shifters? Yeah, Shifters is up by a 1/10.5 here in the sector 1. He's nearly making that 3/10 that he's looking for, so he's into second. Oh no, he's wide! He's just gone wide there with turn 10. What's that going to do to his lap time? He's definitely dropped a few, but he's still up by nearly 2/10 here. Can he get the launch off the last corner here? A bit of a slipstream in the car in front, maybe. He is definitely going to be getting something. Is that his teammate, perhaps?
His teammate is helping him out. His teammate, fair play to the guy, fair play. And he does. Shifters goes ahead.
Oh, so close, Paddy.
Oh my
Few
God.
hundredths of a second.
Oh my God. Can you believe it? Now with Sol Vundex, fair play to the boy, doing as much as he can to help out his teammate, sacrificing his position there, and he almost done enough to get pole position. QC Alex then splits the Alfa Romeo boys now and goes third with 106.655. Now then, what can Robbie do? Let's go back on to V Robbie. He's invalidated again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure if V Robbie's going to get a lap in here, guys.
I don't know. That's it. V Robbie is out qualifying here, as you say. Scotty is going to be coming across the line to start another lap, but Robbie is the big name already after falling in this qualifying session. Going to be starting 17th there.
No, I don't know. I think he's got time. I think he may have time. He may have time, but it's one chance at the cherry, one bite of the cherry for him.
Well, it's off. I don't know about on your timing screen. Mine says it's already, the checker flag is already waved for Robbie here. Shifter says invalidated, so
no,
that's
not
not
for
good
me.
for himself. Fair enough.
God, don't tell me we're getting in their shoes for me now. Damn!
No, probably my side.
So it's a little bit slippery there for Big Bambino, but it is going to be a lap time for him. What will it be, though? It's a 107, so he only goes 14. Sam Brooks coming through. Robbie did make the line, so he will be able to set a lap time here. But what is it going to be? It's his last chance here. And Sam Brooks has invalidated. So that means he will not set a lap time here at Brazil.
Sam, what's after happening? Sam in the Scuderia, not having a good one this evening. Not at all, but Yannon there in 19th as well. But Robbie, what can he do here? First and second have all come in all the way down to 6th. Can Troye do something as well? Spidey and Co. all in the lap time as well. But I'm looking at Robbie here, Paddy. I don't know about yourself.
Yeah, 100% looking at Robbie. It's the big name that is really struggling out here. He's so far so good, but I just feel because he's left it to the last minute, isn't going to be pushing as much as he'd like to. He comes round the last bend here. He's going to be purple sectors because he hasn't set a lap time. But let's see what he can do. Striver's getting out of the way. He is going to set a lap time, but what is it going to be? DRS are wide open. It's going to be a 106.7. It's only 5th fastest for our championship leader. And like I said, he just needed to get that banker lap in.
And that's it, Paddy. Everyone else is in the pit lane here or invalidated out there. So Scotty is the pole position winner here this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Shifters is going to be joining him on the second row. Very fit and only 300ths of a second between these two drivers this evening. But what a fantastic qualifying. It really has come down to the thousandths of a second. We always say it, Paddy, but I was on the edge of my seat through that one.
Yeah, to say that 9 drivers got into the 106s is absolutely incredible. Scotty getting a 106.5. I didn't think anyone was going to get anywhere near that, but for Shifters to come in with a little help from his teammate to be 3,000ths of a second off him is absolutely incredible. V Robbie would have been up there, but he's really struggling out there. Maybe the pressure's getting to him. It's going to be interesting to see what he can do from 5th. This time, he's going to have to work for that win if he's going to get it today.
Yes, he definitely is. He's going to be starting near enough mid-pack, so he needs to watch his front wing into turn 1. But look at that, only about a second between was that 1st and 14th. Congratulations to everyone out there. 1.3 seconds covering the field. Fantastic stuff.
So there you go. Scotty then gets pole position. Shifters in second. QC Alex, another good qualifying from him. Sol 4th. Robbie then has himself a 5th. Bingram got promoted from tier 2. He goes 6th fastest. Great showing for the two AlphaTauri boys, 6th and 7th. Troy Ray in 7th. Vaquaza in 8th. Now then, watch out for the McLaren boys because they seem to be very good at been keeping out of trouble and consistent, don't they?
Yeah, they do work well together. As we've seen though today, teamwork makes the dream work with the Alfa Romeos, and as you say, the McLarens, they just need to keep their nose clean, and they will be able to move themselves up towards the field. But this is going to be a great race here, Paddy. Brazil always throws something up for the record books. It is 4.3 kilometers. It's 2.6 miles, ladies and gentlemen. 15 turns of madness here. It's Sao Paulo between the two lakes. For a reason. These guys, will they be going for an early bath or will they be swimming in champagne by the end of it?
I don't know, I can't wait to see it, but welcome in if you've just joined us. We're about to start our race here at Brazil. It's 50%. And just want to welcome everyone in and thank everyone for being here. We have 34 watching right now. And if you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. We are your commentators for today's Tier 1. It's Lemony Tang and Paddy Pat here to give you the best commentary for this Tier 1 race. Can't wait.
It's going to be a great one here, Paddy. The guys are just settling themselves in the garages now at the moment, sorting out their fuel strategy and their tyre strategy if they're starting 10th or lower. What are they going to be thinking as they start planning for this race start into turn 1? You always need to have a plan here, Paddy. But as we all know, and we all experience, as soon as them lights go out, all them plans go out the window and you just have to hope for the best.
Yeah, exactly that. Sorry, I've just realised my camera's not working at all. Wait there. There we go.
No bother at all. No bother at all. But that is Scotty, ladies and gentlemen, in pole position with Shifters sharing the front row in second. Then we got Alex in third with Bundix in fourth. A very good qualifying from them too. Robbie in fifth. Pulled it out of the bag there in the dying moments of qualifying. Very lucky for himself there. We got Birmingham, or whatever his name is, in sixth. Then Troye, as you say, in the Avatari there, the two teammates doing very well there. Quasar in 8th, Total Kearney in 9th. Cartboy is your top 10, ladies and gentlemen, in the Haas. Then we got Basil in 11th, the first driver. He's on a set of mediums out there. So that's going to be an interesting stuff to see how that tyre strategy pays out. As you'd expect, Spidey in 12th on a set of mediums as well. Guthrie in 13th on the mediums. Bindi in 14th. Hopefully he doesn't do any spins out there, but he's definitely tongue twisting me up here this evening in the commentary booth. Bim Bambino in 15th in the Alpha. Then we got Clement Pheasant 16th, Sam Brooks in 17th, PRL Optic in an uncharacteristic 18th, and then Yannon in 19th. Terrible stuff for himself. Managed to get himself disqualified.
He did. I think when we were watching a hot lap there from one of the, I think it was the Alpine of Splandi, I did see the Ferrari in a very awkward position off the track. So maybe he got a bit unlucky with Codemasters there. But a second week in the row from Optic then, not in the qualifying session, starting from the back. Let's see what he can do from there. I'm also looking at Troye, second in the championship. He seems to be very consistent in the qualifying, always around that within the top 10, but not quite there. But he does seem to keep out the way and get podiums, and that's why he's second place. Scotty, very fast lap. Can he dominate from the front? We'll have to wait and see. We've got a new pole sitter this week. It's Elifaz Scotty. He's going to lead the way here, and let me hand you over to Lemmy now for the start of this Brazilian Grand Prix.
Great stuff. So the green flags are waving at the back there. The lights are coming onto the gantry. What are they going to do? The revs are rising here, ladies and gentlemen, and away they go. It's a good start there from first and second position. Shifters is holding second place there into turn 1 while everyone else starts to fan down in there. 3 wide, and McLaren up the inside of the Avataris. 3 wide in through the centre S's here. They're all trying to find some space. They're giving it to each other as well. Very clean through there, Paddy and everyone else. But as they come barreling down towards turn 4, the slipstream is starting to take effect. Is anyone going to dive it down the inside? Try and make a good move on the exit here. But they seem to be getting themselves sorted here very nicely, Paddy.
I tell you what, that's an absolute great start from the whole field there. We did have quite a few position changes, but Scotty got away nicely and holds his position. But yeah, fair play to all these Tier 1 drivers for getting away, and no contacts here at the start.
Yeah, great stuff. A little battle here towards the back here between Yannon and the Ferraris. But no, as you say there, good clean getaway from the leaders into turn one. Nobody kind of got themselves out of shape, and everyone just sorted themselves out down towards turn four and everything. And happy days, everyone's clean through the first lap. Any pit takers, I wonder. Big Bambino a little bit loose through the back here. Optic gaining some positions here in the start. But yeah, great stuff from everyone out there.
Yeah, so it's all about settling in now, getting the grip into the tyres and, you know, being clever with your ERS. It's one of those short tracks where there's going to be a bit of a DRS zone for the time being, but it's all about saving that ERS and managing those tyres in this first stint.
It is indeed. You want to try and settle yourself into a rhythm. Some guys still going side by side. Vundix and Troye having a great battle here for 5th. But yeah, so the big winners and losers through that one. Troye is up 2 positions. Vundix is down 2 positions. Clement Pheasant is up 2. Optic is up 2. And Spindy is down 4. So that's unfortunate for himself. But everyone away cleanly. That's the main thing. And get that settled into the rhythm situation sorted. And get yourselves into the mix. Yellow flag though. Oh no, that's Big Bambino. He's crashed out of Grand Prix, Paddy.
He's out. He's a virtual. Big Bambino then is our first retirement of this race, only 2 laps in, and it is a virtual safety car. Now then, these guys have got to get this right because it's so difficult to keep within that time frame. And if you get it wrong, well, it's a drive-through, and it really is harsh, isn't it?
Ah, man, I've done it myself. You try to time it perfectly and you're literally only 1,000 or 2 off. And as you say, it's a drive-through penalty then and you really are snookered. But you can get caught out with the car in front as well, not realising it's a VSC and hemorrhaging a good amount of seconds, in fairness, in traffic here.
So, interesting enough then, Sam Brooks comes in for an early pit stop on the mediums then. I didn't look like he got his wing changed, but it'd be interesting to see what strategy he's playing here, because he will have to stop again, but is he hoping for a safety car and taking full advantage of that virtual? I don't know, but yeah, first one to stop then is the Ferrari of Sam Brooks.
Interesting, maybe he tried to do a nose change and never selected the setting perhaps. We've all done that as well.
Yeah,
so
we've all done that.
Oh, stop. How annoyed are you when you come out with that one?
Exactly that. So, oh, hang on, race controller drive-through, and just like I said, Soul has just been absolutely, Soul, and this is what I was just saying. You've got to be so careful because now his race has gone from bad to worse now. Great qualifying, but he now has to serve a drive-through.
Unbelievable, fair play to him. He didn't compound the situation. We're getting a speeding in the pit lane, but unnecessary from Vundix there. It's only lap 4 out of 36. And as you say, you called it, Paddy. You said it. It's the worst.
Here we go then. Sorry, Robbie. Then on the inside of the Red Bull driver of QC Alex, he goes into the turn. Now then, are they side by side? He gets the move done. Great move from Robbie up to 3rd.
He lost the Paddy. Great save on the exit. He was quite high on that exit curb, and the rear end did get loose on him, but he caught it just in time. I don't think I've seen a car getting that sideways through there and not crash.
Oh, we've got the Mercedes of Total Carney making a move on the other Red Bull of Calamity, and they're going side by side through sector 2, and the Mercedes keeps it around the outside. He's going to get the inside here. This is great driving. Oh, but he gets a little bit too close to the other driver. I think there was contact there.
There was indeed. Optic definitely gave the old punt and run, but that's the Red Bull. Clement still taking advantage of that one up into 12th. He said thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, what was it? The Mercedes of Optic was really, really fast through that turn. He kept it on the outside, but unfortunately, he was a little bit too eager. But he's going for a move here on Clemeny, and he goes to the inside through the centre S's. Isn't going to get the launch he needs then. Clemeny's going to get the DRS back on him. Let's see if Clemeny comes back here.
See how he gets on down into turn 4. Fantastic run he gets. Optic opens up the inside strangely enough, and he tries to close it under the braking. But yeah, that is interesting racing tactics there from Optic. But he's right up the back of Clement now, and he's going to be stuck behind him for another lap here, Paddy.
Yeah, we've got a bit of a DRS train here now. Shifters then leading the way. Behind V-Robbie here, who's got himself up into second, and it's a bit of a DRS train all the way right down to, all the way down to 10th, which is, this just proves how quick and close these guys are.
Optic is all over Clement here. It really does show how these guys are doing it, but Optic is showing great racecraft, and so is Clement. Great defending, great attacking from these two drivers. I can nearly see these two having a good old ding-dong for a good bit of this race, this DRS situation.
Well, Clement then doesn't have any ERS. You can see that red flashing light means he's recharging the batteries, and that could be a move well done there from Optic. Back in front then, but has Clement got enough ERS to make that move back?
I think he's made a mistake through there. It's not going to be on down the back straight, but he's on the ERS trying it on. But now Optic, I think, has sealed it now. Fair play to him. So Optic moves up another position. He's up 6 positions from the start.
Yeah, great start from Optic. This is what we like to see from the Mercedes driver. Coming up the field, he struggled last week. He didn't really make much positions from the back, which was expecting for, but we found out after that he was struggling with a bit of wing damage. But Robbie then has been overtaken by shifters because obviously he got done over by that DRS. Very powerful here at Brazil.
Is indeed 3-second time penalty for Bingham. So the time penalties are going to start creeping in now as we get on through the race, but we'd like to keep it on the track for the moment. As you say, Robbie has gotten past here by shifters, but he's making a fantastic run here. Not quite close enough into turn 1, but you really don't want to make the move there. Ooh. You need to concentrate. Yeah,
Quasar battling it out with Bingham, and Bingham gets back in front. Great little battling from them. I just missed the battle there, but it looked like Quasar got in front and then lost the position again, as we see Alex then getting in front of Troy. A lot of overtaking going on here. It's hard to keep up.
Everyone's really starting to pull the trigger now, starting to get a bit itchy there. They're starting to see that leader pull away, and they know they need to go with him if they want any chance of this race win. Robbie, shifters, Alex, Troye, Bingham, Quasar, they're all at it here. I'm telling you, they're really pushing hard between them. Quasar a little bit loose. I don't know which one to look at. I'll switch on Quasar for a bit, but he's mid-pack, so it'll be pretty interesting to see how he gets on.
Yeah, the thing is, mate, while all this battling, like I say, from second place all the way down to 9th place, they're within a second of each other, so it's a massive DRS train. And all the while, Scotty is out there on his own, having a bit of a boring race so far, but this is exactly what he wants. All them battling away, and he's just opening that gap up even more, so he's doing very good out there so far, is Scotty.
Good stuff. That's the perfect race plan from Scotty and the Williams there. Just pull away, let everyone else have all their issues behind, because there might be a safety car, don't forget, Paddy, which will close this field up as well. So he doesn't want to be too far in front, because you will only be taking too much out of your tyres and taking unnecessary risks also. Yeah,
just seen a position change there. I believe it was Optic fighting Basil. Let's go have a look there, because Basil looks very close. The Spider-Man F1 will keep an eye, and we try not to miss any action here in this Tier 1. It's been crazy overtake so far, and we're doing our very best to try and capture everything live right now. Unbelievable, Lemony.
It's great stuff. Quasar's got a good run here on Bingham. It's going to be interesting onto the back straight, but as you say, you just kind of have to pick and choose which one you're going to look at. So this battle's going to be down towards turn 1 first. Then we can switch back to the other one while they come into the braking zone. It's great to see here, Paddy.
Well, luckily for Basil, Spider-Man is out of the DRS zone of the car in front, so he's on the medium compound tyre. Is he going to make a move here before the centre S's? He goes to the inside, and look at that. And that is a job well done. But then he gets a second bite of the cherry. Hang on, the Optic has found a little gap there, and he's going to go for his... Oh, it's absolute carnage! It's absolute carnage, Optic and Spider-Man come together through the S's. Optic got a little opening, he took it, but wow, it's one of those things there, a slight little tap, and that is so unfortunate because the racing has been absolute amazing. I don't blame anyone in that incident by the look of it. It's just the way the Formula 1 2021 game is, and I believe, so I've heard, they fixed that, Lemony.
Well, Spidey just took a hard right into the Sao Paulo scenery. I tell you now, he really launched it at the barrier there. But as you say, Optic was really optimistic down into turn. Well, not optimistic, he was entitled to some space. There was space down the inside as the Basel went through, but on the exit, I think, as you say, Paddy, they just got a little bit entangled with the wheels, maybe, and it's just one thing led to another. It's chain reactions are that, isn't it?
Yeah,
like
it's one of those. The problem is with the Senna S's, the exit of that is so important that it's the case of who's got the most balls to get that power on early, and they were on two different lines, which was great to see, but as you can see, Optic got the power on a bit, and so did Basil, and what it was Optic's rear end who wanted to get the line out of the turn 2, so he automatically come round. We got the power on a little bit, and all it took was a slight little rear light up, shall we say, and it just got out of shape, which put his front end into Spider-Man, and it was the case of that. It was both drivers trying to get that power down as quick as they can, trying to get that advantage, that launch out of turn 3, sorry. And it was just one of those, I think, so unfortunate, because it was great wheel-to-wheel action.
Was indeed. Alex, Troye and Carney have all made their pit stops under the VSC there nonetheless. Troye has made a fantastic manoeuvre on Alex though. Coming out of the pit lane, he was behind, but down into turn 4, managed to outbrake him into the braking zone on his mediums compared to the hards on the other car. And yeah, he made the move stick. Fantastic stuff from himself, and he's released himself now from into 12th position. It's going to be interesting to see how these guys blend back in, because they did do the pit stop under the VSC here.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the strategy there. Are they thinking that they're going to push these mediums to the end? Just interestingly enough, their Optics made a move on Basil there on the soft compound tyre, which you would believe that would be going off any time now, and the mediums could be coming into their own. But no, Optic showing good pace here, now up to 7th place.
Optic really showing his true mettle here this evening. He's not taking no for an answer from him. He's putting his nose in there, taking them risks. It's paying off for him so far. But it just goes to show if he had a strong qualifying, where he might have been. But it's a great carve through the field so far. He's up into 7th now.
Now remember, he did start on the softs compound tyres, so how long will these softs go? I mean, they surely got to be coming to their end of life soon.
I don't know, I'd say so. I wouldn't want to be out there anyway, especially going through these almost flat out corners, you know, because the rear tyre degradation, it can really catch you with a slow slide almost, and before you know it, you've already crashed. As Basil comes into the braking zone here, following Optic right up his backside there, trying to get a good run through turn 3 of the Senna S's, but he runs wide. Too much understeer in that car, but he is within 4/10. He might be using a bit of VRS here as well. Can he do anything into the braking zone? He shows his nose, but the side's better off it.
We got yellow flags.
Sector 2 and 3.
That's someone out, that is. I think he's got going again. It is. Oh, it's so Fondix, man. Great qualifying, and the race has just not been his day. He got a drive through, and Basil picks up a 3-second, and it's not going well for Fondix today.
No, it's one of them days though when if it doesn't rain, it pours. So that's the story with Vundix. But it's late safety car or anything like that, as long as he doesn't get lapped here, he should be able to get himself back into it. He needs it sooner rather than later though.
I tell you what though, Shifter's making good use of his ERS. 74% left compared to 46 of Robbie, and he just flies past him again. These two are having a great battle out there today. Really back and forth, these guys, and great clean overtakes.
Great stuff indeed. Is Robbie going to do anything though down the straight into turn 4? A bit of ERS use maybe. And no, he decides to stay in under the braking zone. So that's a change for 2nd position, as you say, Paddy, though. These guys have been swapping positions all the way through the race here. Guy, interestingly enough, though, is only 2.5 seconds in front. So he hasn't gained any more, but he is in a safe position so far. Yeah,
to be fair, I think maybe Scotty's tyres are going off quicker than the guys behind him. It was like 3.5 seconds, but they're slow, even though they're fighting, they're slowly but surely reeling Scotty back in. Is he pushed too hard at the beginning of this race, and now he's feeling the effects, those softs going off a little bit more than Shifters and Robbie's?
Shifter's just made a mistake, cost himself half a second there. Can Robbie capitalise now up the hill? It was coming out of the exit there at turn 10, so we might have got away with it, but Robbie is definitely in the DRS zone now. Can he pull to the inside of the braking zone? He backs out of it here, and so does Bingham. So Bingham, Quasar and co, they're playing a smart game here. They're waiting for Robbie to open up the hole, but Robbie gets loose here. Bingham, this is Bingham's chance. He needs to take an opportunity to get himself into seconds. What can he do down into the braking zone? I think Robbie's going to keep it. He defends the inside with the ERS usage as well. He just about gets away with that, Paddy, but he can't get away with that too many more times. He used a substantial amount of ERS there.
He definitely did, and I think he was playing the smart game there. If he overtook shifters there, he would have been he would have been out of shape from the exit of turn 2. And then he could have been under pressure by both Bingham and shifters again. So I think he was playing the clever game, but he's got to be careful on the ERS uses here, because everyone around him has still got like 80%, and V-Robbie's right down to 50.
Indeed, it could very well come back and haunt him here this evening, as Bingham is going to try and make the move out of the last corner now, turn 12. 13, 14 and 15 are effectively a straight line in these Formula 1 missiles as Bingham goes around the outside. No questions about it. Done before the braking zone. He nearly had enough momentum to take on shifters. But can he do it out of the centre S's here, Paddy?
Well, and that's what I'm saying. That was the difference between 20% of ERS. They both had DRS, and look at that. By saving the ERS, he really, really had a massive advantage. And now, up into third place, V-Robbie down to fourth. As we see Optic then making a move then on Carboy as well. This is all going on here.
He's not too far away from the lead here, is Optic. It's only lap 15 at 36. He's carved his way up into 6th position from second last on the grid. Can he get on the podium and, if there's a safety car, possibly battle for the win here this evening? My money's on Optic for that one.
I tell you what, he's definitely on. That's very optimistic of you, Lemony, but he's definitely on for driver of the day for sure. But for his strategy to work right now, he really does need a safety car. But what a first stint Optic's having here.
He is indeed. He's 3.7 seconds off the back of Quasar. They're all kind of battling themselves. The leaders in the pit lane here, and so is Shifters and co. Bingham stays out for the overcut, but this is really going to spice it up here. Quasar has also stayed out for the overcut.
Well, there you go then. This could be... Oh, here we go then. We've got Troyer then on the inside of the Alpine and makes a great move. Look at the drivers coming through. Look how fast they go through here. And they're going to get mixed up with the guys leaving the pits. It's all going on. And now the guys coming out of the pits. Is that going to affect his strategy? Going to get held up behind these guys. Look at the Red Bull here then of Alex making a move. It's hard. Go on.
No, it's just interesting to see how the likes of the drivers of Troyer and Alex, who pitted 5 laps before, have really clawed themselves up right up into this battle again. And as we say there, we've got the likes of Bingham and Quasar, Optic and co, who still have yet to pit. They're just going to be coming smack bang into the middle of this as well, Paddy.
And the thing is, this massive grouping of cars here, you see Carney getting a bit dodgy on the exit there, and Scotty takes full advantage and makes his way up to 11th. But this is going to be hurting the leaders' race here for the undercut. The guys that have stayed out an extra lap could end up doing this here. Could end up getting the overcut.
This is it. I'm telling you now, Sky and co really have not called this well at all. They've come right back out into a pack of battling cars, and it is for position as well. So they don't have to pull out of his way. He's told Carney tries to stake Spinley around the outside, but this is gonna get hairy, especially when there's old tyres compared to new tyres out there. Alex is lining up Guthrie now. Slam dunk down into turn 4, but Paddy, yeah, this is really kicking off. Look, you can really tell the tenseness in Sky's driving here and co.
Yeah, he's got to be very careful here. He's net 1, but he can't afford to make any mistakes here. He's got to he's got to make the clean mistakes, but he also knows that this could be hurting his race. But so far, he's doing a good job. You've got Carboy and Basil that stayed out. Everyone else has pitted. So I think the undercut actually worked, because second place is only now up to 8th place, and V-Robin in 9th, so they've got Splandy to overtake. So yeah, Scotty doing a great job coming through this pack.
Yeah, amazing stuff there. But Optic and all, they really lost out, as you say. Unbelievable stuff as Scotty is up the inside now of Alex. But yeah, this has really shaped it up, something fierce here. I don't know where to look between all these battles here, Paddy, but that's Bingham around the outside of Guthrie as well. Quasar is in 12th and Optic is in 13th, so it's shuffled the order to say the least.
It definitely has, but he just sets the fastest lap to Scotty. That's how fast he's going there through the pack, as he makes another move here on Troye, who has made his pit stop. He made it a little bit early, but yeah, that late pit stop then on the mediums is working well here for Scotty.
He's navigated that traffic nicely. I don't think he lost his cool too much with that, in fairness. He really did be calculated and pick his timing, and he's pretty much cycled back into the net lead now, waiting for Basil to have this pit stop. But fantastic stuff from Scotty there. It could have been, it was really easy just to throw it away or to do something silly, and he kept his head through that, and he's still in the lead pretty much.
Yeah, so now it's all about Quasar then, sorry, getting ahead of Splandis. It's all about now setting yourself in for this middle stint. And, well, these guys will be waiting now to see if there's going to be a safety car, going to spice things up. 3 people left to pit. That is Basil and Splandy and Goofy, both all yet to pit. Scotty is setting fastest laps after fastest lap. He's flying.
Shifters and Robbie down the inside of Total Carney. Oh, a little bit of contact to Total Carney's front wing from Robbie, but yeah, got away with it there. Good stuff from the boys there. Robbie trying to make movements on shifters. These guys have found themselves yet again on the same piece of tarmac more than once here this evening. This battle, as you said before, is going to rage to the bitter end, I think.
Yeah, I've got to say, like, it's round 4, and I've got to say this race has been the most overtakes I've ever seen in a single race. It's really difficult for us commentators to try and catch every single move. It's absolutely brilliant out there. I'm absolutely loving it.
It is indeed. It's been fantastic racing. 19 laps of clean green flag racing. We've had a couple of virtual safety cars in there for 1 or 2 incidents, but nothing too major between these guys. They're all racing very well between them, I have to say. Very good strategies between everyone, also differentiating between each other. It's going to be interesting to see how it all kind of comes to a crescendo at the end. But it's it's Basil, your race leader, ladies and gentlemen, who's yet to do his pit stop. Scotty in second, catching hand over fist with Troye and Alex in third and fourth, and Shifters is your top 5. But there's some big guys in the top 10 here as well, like the likes of Robbie, and we're still waiting to see if Optic can get that podium.
Clemeny Pheasant then makes his way up to 4th place, taking over Sam Brooks in the other Ferrari. Not a good showing for the Ferrari boys out there today. This is where the battle is. It's so close out there. But you've got to say, Scotty done a great job going through the pack, because it seems like Scotty and Robbie are finding it a little bit more difficult there. Let's have a little look at the tyre choices. Did I see QC Alex on the hards?
Yes, you did indeed. That was the differentiating bit of strategy out there. He came in for the hards on that first lap time. When we were saying, is Troye going to stretch them mediums to the end? We knew that Alex was definitely going to be keeping them hards on. But like I say, hello to everyone out there on the old YouTube and the chats and all. Don't forget to like and subscribe and give this video an old thumbs up. We'd really appreciate it. Yeah. But yeah, it's great stuff out there.
So there you go then. Basil then makes his pit stop off the mediums. He goes, he done 19 laps on those mediums, which is probably a good indicator to the likes of to the likes of Troy, of how far you can stretch those mediums. Now, if he's done 10 laps already, that's going to be 19. He's still a little bit short there, isn't he?
I think so. He might be praying towards the end of it. I think he might be praying for that safety car as well. But it's going to be interesting to see how these guys handle themselves as well, because they could get themselves caught up in a battle here. Shifters in 4th, Robbie in 5th, really catching. Alex is all over the shop on them hards. Shifters shows the nose up the inside there, but Alex is going to get a good drive on the exit, just slowing each other up here. This is music to Robbie's ears, though. He's going to try and capitalise as they both go barreling into turn 12. This is Alex's shot. Oh no, it's massive accident there. Alex goes off to the side. He lost the rear. Shifters gets a bad run, and Bingham around the outside, like the 2 trailer park girls. He makes a great manoeuvre. He's the one licking his lips at that one now, Paddy.
Oh, it's so unfortunate. And once again, we've had an incident there where all it was that started it was a little bit of a rear end light up, and it just caught him. He saved it, but because of the pace difference, he had nowhere to go, and away he went. And oh, it's such a shame, because these drivers are at the pinnacle edge of this game, and so far we've had an absolute amazing showing. But this is what happens sometimes in Formula One. That is racing at the very, very top.
What can happen, as you say, you just get collected in another driver. As you say, he collected it himself. He made an error on the curb and the exit. He collected it, but unfortunately, as doing so, he had to slam on them brakes to get the rear back into check. And the cars behind in an acceleration zone weren't expecting it. So close as well. You're right up the gearbox of someone. You can't really see that far in front of you either when you're that close. And it's easy just to get caught up in someone else's accident, as we just seen there. Unfortunate for all the drivers involved.
Yeah, it's one of those things. These Tier 1 drivers are so equal in pace. Any one of these drivers from 1st to 19th can win a race here. And like you said there, with the drivers so close, you can get instances like that where there's just no one's fault. It's just a slight mistake. And yeah, it's so unfortunate for the guy there. But Troye then, like we said, he's second in the championship. And this is why he qualified 7th, but he's now in... He's qualified in 7th, but now in 2nd place. But can he stretch those mediums to the end?
12 laps already on them. We're not even within 10 laps to go here. I don't think he'll be able to make it, to be honest. Well, actually, there's Spindley on 22 lap old medium, so maybe he will make it. Maybe he can.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's going to have to do a big stint. Maybe he's holding off for a safety car. No safety cars yet in this race. This race has been absolutely amazingly clean. But like I said, just unfortunate incidents. I would say all of the incidents today have just been racing incidents because, like I said, these guys are racing so close together.
Finley doing really well here on the alternate strategy there. 22 laps on them mediums. He would want to come in. He is praying for that safety car. Don't forget about it. But he's not doing too bad out there in 8th position. It was looking a bit do or die at some stages, but he's clawed his way back. And as you say, Paddy, if that late safety car comes in, he's really going to be the one in the driver's seat.
So, oh my God, we've just gone to see the penalties, and we said that Bingram was doing a great job out there, but he's got 11 seconds, Lemony. That's the most I've seen in Tier 1 this year.
Oh, well, it's a good thing you said Tier 1 this year, because I've got disqualified on numerous occasions with it. I just, you know, when you're... yeah, no excuses. Oh, Robbie nearly lost the rear. Great save from himself, but he's really pushing on his 7-lap old mediums to try and catch Troye. But, yeah, this is really battling, heating up here, the battle here for the podium. 3rd position, Robbie nearly lost it through that turn 8. Very close.
Yeah, so we haven't mentioned much of Scotty because, yeah, most of the race he's been out there on his own. Bar when he pitted, we thought it may have been a bit of a bad pit stop going through the pack, but he'd done a great job going through, and now he's 3.5 seconds in front of anyone out on the field.
Very calm, collected from from Scotty here this evening, as you say. We'll see how he gets on through the end of the race if there is a late minute safety car. But he's away up front, he's controlled it from the very start. And I don't think anyone really has an answer for him this evening. But Troye and co are trying hard. But they get battling each other out there. Shifters gets the fastest lap at the moment. But yes, Robbie's right in the back of Troye here again. 2 tenths between these guys. Don't know, and Spindley has finally pitted, and so has Sam Brooks.
So they've taken their pit stops then. The biggest gainers in this race so far is your man, PRL Optic, up 11 places now, 5 seconds adrift of his teammate. But good showing from Optic today.
Stuff from himself. I think you were right earlier on when there's a little bit too overexcited, but in fairness, the podium still might be on the cards if there's a little bit of argy-bargy up in front of him. But one driver, I want to say, Alex on them hards, it really hasn't worked out for him. He's dropped down to 14th, and although he might be going to the end of this race, so are a lot of cars in front of him on fresher, softer compounds of tyres.
Well, it's funny you say that there, because before his incident, he was running in 3rd place and doing I thought he was doing very well, keeping the pace, but you know, he had that unfortunate incident there where he had a bit of a wobble and he went in the wall, but he's kept it going. It didn't look like he's got too much. Did he get damage? I'm not sure, but yeah, I thought he was doing well on those hards. He was keeping Robbie and Shifters at bay. Shifters obviously went down to 11 from that incident. But no, it's a shame from Alex because he picked a different strategy. He was bold in his choice, but unfortunately those hards can be brutal around here.
It really can. But that, as you say, what he meant to do, the guys up in front though, oh, Carboy, sorry, Bingham nearly loses it. 2 turn 10. So this is the real kind of pressure moment. As they're on lap 8 old mediums as well, can you only imagine the likes of Kearney and Troy on 15s and the like of the rest of the guys on 22 old lap mediums and all, trying to not lose the rear out with some of them corners. I don't know how they kept the car on the track.
So just seeing the Shifters make some move on Clement. He's up into 10th place, but he does have penalties. But we're riding on board with a Quasar now, who's basically sitting behind this 4-way train. Is he just comfortable here, waiting for an incident? Or, you know, you got Bingham in front there, red flashing light. No ERS available, but yeah, it's getting very close here between Robbie and Troy Ray. He's doing a good job managing those tyres, is Troy Ray.
He is indeed. He's managing the pace on the cars behind. He's probably using the tyres there on the exit of turn 12 and down just out of the centre. Rest is everything else can really, you can kind of hold people up as much as you want to here through the 8, 9, 10 complex, because there's not really an overtaking manoeuvre that's more than 2 car widths wide. If you catch my drift, you place your car in a nice middle of the road position. There's not much the car behind can really do unless they want to take a massive risk.
Just watching the battle between Clement and Shifters, great little battle between them. Yeah, to be fair, like Brazil is, I personally think Brazil is one of the hardest tracks to get right, because it's one of those tracks where you really have to gamble and be in your low gears to get the acceleration out of the corners, because it's such a short track. But you know, racing no assist, if you go a little bit too much, we just seen there from Alex, your back end really does go and you don't get that traction down. So it's all about being on the edge but making it perfect, and these tier 1 drivers are really showing how it's done today.
Yeah, indeed. The consistency shown between the whole grid here, as look, the style battles raging through. A little bit stale towards the front here as well, though. They're all stuck in that DRS train, plotting and planning their last few lap manoeuvres, because now is the kind of time of the race really here, Paddy. You're starting to think at the end of the race now, when can you make your move? And you don't want to give the cars behind you any incentives or possibilities to get by before the end of the race when you've already made the manoeuvre here.
Exactly that. So you think that these boys here now are racing to their absolute optimal level, but at the same time, as we see Bingham then making a move here on Robbie, is he going to do it? No, he sits back. So going back to the conversation, you know, these boys, not only do they have to think of like every gear, every race, they're also trying to think of what is next. Can we predict this? Can we predict that? You know, and at the same time, they need to balance their emotions to say, well, hang on a minute, we are in a good position here. Am I best to just sit, follow, if there's any incident, because they're riding so close together, you know, anything can happen. And then we will see in the last few laps people making moves, as we do everywhere. But at the minute, this is why some of the stints goes a little bit stale, because they're all just thinking of what they're going to do next, and it just takes a couple of laps.
Does indeed. Like, the guys are still trying to take them lap times, as we always say there. It always, NASCAR and co can be 500 lap races and stuff, and it's only the last 50 laps it can get interesting. So, you know, like, these guys are making their way towards the end of it, taking them lap times away. Using, like, here we are here. Robbie has been saving ERS. He's on 72% odd. And everyone else in front of him, Troy A, is on 18%.
Yeah, so
Bingham fourth is on the same, and so is Quasar is actually on about 40% himself. So not too bad between Quasar and Robbie, but Troy A and Bingham definitely caught out here. Look at this, 3 wide into turn 4. How on earth did that happen? I'm telling you, how did they all make it through there? Wow. I have no idea. Quasar, like a shark in the water, smells a bit of blood. Can he do anything on Bingham? not quite through the right hander. They've settled themselves back, but that literally came out of nowhere there, Paddy.
Yes, it did. And like I say, 6 laps left to go now. I think these guys are accepting there may not be a safety car, and it's now starting to make moves. V. Robbie then doing a great job in this last stint to save his tyres. I think he knows that P1 was too far, but like I say, he was happy to sit behind Troy. He knows his tyres are going to go off at some point, and I think he's done a great job. Very clever-minded there as he gets a little bit of a wobble on. Now he's up to 9%. Could this be the move he makes?
Interesting that you say Troy though has been gaining a bit of ERS here as well, but Robbie down the inside, and look at that, fantastic stuff. Bingham trying to do the double, not quite into the braking zone, but can he do it through the exit of the centre S's? Robbie has pulled the trigger now and Bingham is trying to go with him. Can he do anything about it? Bingham is definitely on him here, Paddy. It's definitely going to be on into the braking zone here. What can he do? They're coming down into turn 4. Not quite enough. No way, Jose. So they decided better of it. I was for sure thinking Bingham was going to launch it there.
Yeah, this is incredible racecraft we're seeing here tonight, guys. Great racing from all of these guys. Let's go back to Shifters then, because he looks like he's making a move on Sam Brooks. Up into 13th. Yeah, we were saying the Alfa Romeo boys did a great qualifying, but yes, the race hasn't really planned out for them, has it, today?
No, not well at all. But unfortunately, that's the way the cookie crumbles. But they were the team in the constructors who really needed to make an impact on the Williams team. Sky for Williams is going to potentially win this race, bar any mechanicals or driver errors here. Spanley though in 12th mightn't necessarily get any points here, so it's a bit of a 50-50 day for Williams too, so you have to take them when they come and sacrifice them when they don't.
It definitely is. But yeah, so moving on here now, 32 laps here around this Brazilian circuit. What a race we've had so far. V. Robbie managed to go up to 2nd place. Very dodgy. Nail-biting moment in qualifying. It was one of those where was he going to set a lap time, but he's managed to go through the pack from 5th. He's drove a smart race, I think, Robbie. I think he's been mature about this. As I mentioned earlier, he knew that P1 was too far away, but he sat behind Troy, waited for his ERS, and now he's aware. But he's still got Bingham behind him. Now, Bingham looking very good. Got promoted from Tier 2 early on this season, and he's having an amazing race. But unfortunately for him, his penalties is going to make him go well down the order.
Yeah, Bingham is driving the wheels off this car at the moment. A fantastic showing so far. Within 7/10 now. Can he do anything into the centre S's, or most importantly, the exit here into turn 4? He's doing a fantastic job. He's on the podium, as you say, without the penalties. But it's all about the bragging rights, really, at the end of it. He's showing fantastic pace. He just needs to get the consistency now with that one. But he's troubling some really heavy hitters here. He's definitely going to be someone to watch for the rest of this season.
And the thing is, he's only going to get better the more he understands and learns about the other drivers. And that's a real big thing in these leagues. And this is why PRL is so good, because the guys are back every every season. And the driver craft between each other, you get to know the drivers, you get to know their race style. And Bingham is going to take a while for him to get used to it, but he's doing a great job so far. Fair enough with the penalties, but like you said, he's racing with the top boys out there.
He is indeed. And don't forget as well, Paddy, we're not just all about the racing, we are a community, so people do get involved. Like and subscribe, join the Discord, and there's always room for one more. The more the merrier here for the Prospects eRacing League. There's always something for someone. But as you say, these Tier 1 boys really do bring it to the action to us. And Bingham again closes up on Robbie into the braking zone, but decides caution is better than valor. But can he do anything in the closing stages here? It's literally only 2 or 3 laps left now, Paddy.
Here he goes, and he's going to make a move. No, he had a little sniff at it. But it was too much of a risk for him. He knows that he doesn't want to get in the way of V. Robbie. He knows he's got 11 seconds, and at this stage of the race, it would be silly to send a dive on the inside on the championship leader. He's doing a great mature drive here, Bingham. I know we keep mentioning him, but he is doing a good job. Troy, quick mention of Troy, doing an absolute fantastic job keeping up with these drivers on 23 lap old mediums.
Ooh, Bingham nearly lost it there. But yeah, as you say there though, Troye keeping it well and close to his teammate there as well. So fantastic stuff from himself. We were expecting Notorious not to go the distance, but himself and Kearney have proved us wrong. It's the penultimate lap, ladies and gentlemen. Scotty is your race leader with Robbie in second, and then Bingham in third at the moment provisionally, but Troye and Co behind without any penalties. Looking very tasty for the last podium position, but it can all change. Paddy, 2 laps to go. Unbelievable.
It is absolutely amazing, this race. And now we're going to see some risk takes now. Is Quasar going to get ahead of Troye? If he does, he could be on for a podium, and I think he knows that. So he's got to save a bit of ERS. Can he make a move on the last lap here? Bingram knows he's going to go down the order, but he's kind of dragging along here. I don't know I don't know who's going to get podium. We know Scotty's got it. Anything can happen here. Oh wow!
In fairness to Quasar, he lifted off as soon as he made that contact, and he didn't gain an advantage. He's lost a bit of time to Troye, so all's fair, no harm, no foul. Can he do anything on the back here though? Troye, is he going to drop out of the DRS zone? It's going to be interesting. Robbie has made a mistake. Bingham is right up the inside here, Paddy. It's really changing here. What's going on here? Robbie's down the inside again to start the last lap, but he made a mistake there, Paddy.
And like I said, last lap, people are going to start making the risk here. And Equation, no! It's unbelievable, Jeff! He's got to get out of the way. The cars are coming, and like I say, it's the last lap. He had to make a move, but they just come into contact, and Quasar gets the wrong end of that move.
He does indeed, unfortunately for himself. The battle is still raging here with Bingham and Robbie though. Bingham is not going to let Robbie get this second position without lying down. But Quasar gets the ultimate bad rub there from Troye. Very good stuff from the two guys into the braking zone. They were both playing with each other a little bit there. And unfortunately just a little bit too much with each other, and one of them comes off worse. But yeah, it looks as if Scotty is going to win this Grand Prix here with Robbie in second. And then it looks as if Troye is going to get third here after the penalties.
Well, here we go then, and look at that, he's led from the front, he's putting on a show, and it's Scotty then, takes the win here at Brazil. Great race from him. Robbie gets ahead of, it's Big Rob going to get it to the line. It's a photo finish. Unbelievable scenes. Troye gets the last podium with Bingram's penalty. Total Carney up to 4th place. Optic gets 5th. Great showing from him. Quasar, such a shame there from him, gets 6th. Bingram finally, after penalty serve, gets 7th. Basil gets 8th. And now it's waiting for the rest of the guys coming in.
Yeah.
Garufi, go on.
Clement's out of fuel here. Sorry, he's just dropped out of the points as he comes across the line. An absolute disaster for Clement. Comes 11th there with that one. Cartboy as well is out of fuel. And Sam Brooks is one of the guys who's being lapped, is he?
Well, that's the thing, you see. People under fuel expecting a safety car, but we've only had 2 VSCs, a bit of tongue tied there, VSCs, and that is, and that's the thing with Tier 1. They're such clean racers and so fast, but I think that's one of the only races we didn't have a safety car in this year.
It is indeed. Optic gets your driver today, ladies and gentlemen. But as you say, Paddy, that is one of the, well, I wouldn't say cleanest races, I don't mean it like that, but as you say, it has been just a really good race between everyone out there. There wasn't many incidences, and as you say, a lot of drivers might have underfueled, but can I just say, the drivers are hosting the trophies now, the flags are representing the countries they're driving from this evening, and the champagne is flowing. Congratulations to Scotty, who wins the race this evening. It was a fantastic effort from himself and the rest of the podium finishers here, Paddy. But what a great race as always.
Yeah, Scotty didn't make any mistakes today. He got pole and he led from the front, and it was such a mature drive from Scotty. And it's so hard as well when you're out in front to keep that consistency. And it's when you're out in front, been a little bit of a lonely race. But yeah, it takes a lot of maturity to do that, and Scotty comes away with that win. V Robbie then gets that second place for him. Not bad recovery from the bad qualifying he had today in fifth. We say bad qualifying, fifth's great, but for Robbie standards, that wasn't for him today. Troye, though, I'm going to give, it's very close, Troye, from him or Optic today for my personal driver of the day. The reason why Troye is he started 7th, but how we managed to hold off those boys and battle all the way through, and with the lap hole tyres he had with the mediums, that I just can't pick between them, Lemony.
Yeah, no, it's a toss-up between them, as you say there. I think it's a joint driver of the day between ourselves here in the commentary booth between Troye and Optic. But great racing all around between everyone out there. There was a DRS trains up the insides, around the outsides, a little bit too late on the brakes as well sometimes, a little bit of contact here and there, a couple of crashes too, I have to say. And it was just an amazing race all around, as always for Prospects eRacing.
Yeah, that was the most enjoyable but the hardest race to commentate on so far this year. The battle in the overtakes was so much that we tried to catch every single moment, and I hope we done you the pleasure of that, guys. Don't forget though, tomorrow is the Tier 2 drivers, where you'll see me, Paddy Pat, driving in the race. Now then, thank you very much for joining us here today. We have been your commentators, Paddy Pats, 89 and Lemony Tang. What an absolute roundup.
It's absolutely fantastic, Paddy. It's been a pleasure as always, ladies and gentlemen. I look forward to next week with myself here for the Tier 1 guys. But as you say, there's more to come during the week with everyone else from the Prospects eRacing League. From myself, Lemony Tang, in the commentary booth. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great week, and I'll see you next time.
Goodbye, God bless. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much.